Hey folks, Silver Stacking Pro here, doing a reshoot of my video I just posted up on a mistake that a lot of people make with eBay bucks. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I happen to have what I call mad scientist explaining syndrome, which means I explain way too fast and most people can't pick it up. So let's go on with the mistake that lots and lots of eBay bucks, lots of people make with eBay bucks. Okay, and also just want to show you that how my desk usually looks. These are usually all stacked up in a pile. I usually keep a big part of my a mini silver stack on my desk, just because it's very boring. It's tough to go put stuff back. So this is the stuff I have out. I usually have different stuff out, and because going and putting stuff back is a long, harder task, and I'm not going to see this for some time. But and I also have a number of ideas that I want to invent and stuff like that. And the reason why I had that is because I realized that I don't, I see people, 99% of people doing boring jobs, which they don't necessarily absolutely love. Boring jobs, sure, they get paid. That's what they love. But, I want to be... I'll tell you what my ambition is to be. My ambition is to make something big, become a billionaire. But aside from that, let's move on. So I'm going to take any $1,000 item. Let's not even count as a coin. So when people see 5 times eBay bucks, say you bought something worth $1,000. You bought $1,000 item, and you got 5 times eBay bucks, right? That would mean 10% off. So the new item would cost. So basically, after your 10% discount, people say they spent $900 on the item, right? So say it was a gold coin, you bought it for $1,000, you only paid $900. Woohoo! Now, when they do get their supposed savings, which are actually, you paid $1,000 upfront, and then you get eBay bucks, which you have to spend on eBay. But once they get their supposed savings in a check, say they get $300 in as a check of eBay bucks, and they count this as free money, okay? They count this as free money. So, basically, when people buy stuff, they consider the eBay bucks as their savings. But then when they get their savings back as eBay bucks, they consider that as free money. And say they just go ahead and buy a sovereign. A gold sovereign, for those of you who don't know, and I'm not going to spell it correctly because that takes too much time, but they say they got that for free. So basically, do you see the issue over here? So basically, what I'm trying to say that most people make mistakes on is that they buy something and they consider the eBay bucks they got as savings, right? But the savings are actually stuff that you spend the $1,000, but you get it back as a check. And say you got $300 as eBay bucks as a check back, right? That's not free money. That's your savings. But people count that as free money, and they go and they say they get a free gold piece, a gold coin called the sovereign. But in reality, they consider their savings by minusing $100 over here. But over here, they're saying that that's free money. They're saying $100 of free money. That's the issue. I caught Miss Lady Liberty Stacker say it's called double dipping, but yeah, it's basically double saving. You think you save twice, but in reality, you either save your $100 over here as your savings in terms of eBay bucks, or you just don't talk about eBay bucks until you get your check and you spend that as free money. That's basically it, folks. And looks like also, I want to make clear that sometimes eBay bucks aren't necessarily that awesome. When eBay bucks comes up, I immediately see the increasing of prices. For example, take a 50 peso gold piece. I saw with 5 times eBay bucks, the list price was $14.49. Okay, and this was just a regular random date. So this is way more than the other listing. A listing on, for example, Provinder, I think it was AppMex, which was I think $12.98 or something, right? And then you also have to look at it from the aspect that it's not that you're actually saving the money. In the end, you're actually going to spend whatever eBay bucks. So it all comes back to eBay. And sometimes you have to remember that the eBay bucks that you're spending are just your cash, okay? That's your cash. That's the saving. That's how much you've actually paid for those eBay bucks. It's just that those are considered savings, so you can spend them again. So don't say that don't forget that, say you bought an five eagles from the World Coin place for 107, and you got 10% back, so you got $10 of eBay bucks back. You didn't buy the five. You either bought the five eagles at $97, or you bought the eagles at $107, and you spent those $10 towards getting a wedge-tail eagle for $10 off, right? It's not like you bought the eagles for $97 and you spend those eBay bucks to get free silver. No, that's not how it works. But yeah, guys, just don't watch out for those overpriced items and eBay bucks, because eBay bucks, you're not actually saving the money. So sometimes if you're getting the same price with just going eBay buck style as going Provident, I'd say go with Provident, or go with, because you're actually saving the money there. On eBay bucks, you're actually spending the money, and then you're getting the eBay bucks back to spend again. But thank you guys for watching, and my next update. I actually came through with my kangaroos. I was able to get a small loan from my mother, and I paid her back. But and I also sold some stuff, and this all taught me so much. What it basically taught me was, one, gift card sites can be crappy. Okay, gift card sites, for one of the gift card sites, it said they wanted verification and blah blah blah. Once I'd made an order, I just took my money back and I went to another gift card site, and because I think it was a kind of big transaction, they just canceled it, and they're still holding my money. It's been 2.5 days. They're coming in the next 24 hours, but it's very unpredictable. And when you have 10% off in eBay bucks, anyway, so that's one thing I learned. The other thing I learned was I really need to start stacking gold, because a small piece of gold would have taken care of all my needs. Instead, I had to individually sell different pieces. I had to sell a ton of Mexican stuff, all individual pieces, and some other stuff. Instead of that, I could have sold a mini piece of gold, and I would have had my money long over. But hope this slower version goes on, and my ambition is to build something. I think that I'm not being too overly whatever with myself, but I was born with this thing where I want to build something. I want to do stuff that's not boring and that everyone does, and I guess I should try to utilize the brain that I have, right? So thank you guys for watching, and over and out. Bye, YouTubians.